notebook in science. Please prepare your notebook in science. Notebook and ball pen. Okay, Mai?
โอเค
Okay.
ถ้าเด็กๆถ้าไม่มีสมุดนะคะ ก็ใช้กระดาษรายงานก็ได้นะคะ
ค่ะ
Okay. Okay, good morning, students.
Good morning, Teacher Mary.
Good morning teacher Mary
Okay, today is what day is today?
today
Today
is
is
Tuesday
Tuesday,
the
the
2nd of
2nd of
November
November,
2021
2021.
Very good. Today is Tuesday, 2nd of November, 2021. Are you ready for our lesson?
Yes.
Do you want to sing? Do you want to sing? A live alert away. Ready? Open your camera.
โอเค
Open your camera. Let's sing together with action.
เป็นไงกระปุกหลัง
I'm a live alert away.
enthusiastic
I'm a live alert away.
alert enthusiastic
I'm a live alert awake. Awake alert alive. I'm a live alert awake.
alert enthusiastic
Ready? In 3, 2, 1. I'm a live alert.
alert awake enthusiastic
I'm a
I'm
live
alert
alert.
awake enthusiastic
I'm a live alert.
alert
Awake alert.
alive
I'm a live
alert
alert.
awake enthusiastic
Faster. Ready? I'm a live alert awake enthusiastic. I'm a live alert awake.
enthusiastic
I'm a
I'm
live
alert
alert.
enthusiastic
Okay. Very
It's so
good.
fast, Teacher.
make it so faster
Yes. Let's start. Okay. Today in science, we're going to learn about physical change. Everybody say physical
physical change
Physical change.
changes.
changes
Of
state of matter
Okay, changes state of matter. And today we're going to learn 5 important words in changing state of matter. First one, melting.
melting
melting,
Next is freezing.
scones,
freezing
Evaporation.
evaporation,
Condensation.
condensation,
Sublimation.
sublimation.
Sublimation. Okay, so these 5 important words you're going to write on your notebook. What are the changes in state? Copy this one. Melting แปลว่า
ละลาย
ละลาย
Okay, evaporation.
การระเหย
Freezing.
หนาวจัด
หนาวจัด
Condensation.
การควบแน่น
การควบ
แน่น
Sublimation.
ระเบิด
ระเบิดระเหย
Okay, I will give you 3 minutes to copy these words. Please copy these words. I'll give you 3 minutes only now. Count na 2 to copy.
เด็กๆคะคำว่า freezing นะคะมันน่าจะแปลว่าแข็งตัวมากกว่าหนาวจัดนะคะเพราะว่าตอนนี้เราพูดถึงสถานะนะคะ
I think this translation is not accurate. I only copy this translation from Google. Teacher, do you think it's correct?
Yes, but freezing is not mean หนาวจัด is mean แข็งตัวที่เชื่อ
Ah, okay, teacher. Finish?
Yes, finish, teacher.
Okay, everybody's finished? Not yet. Okay, 1 more minute. 1 more minute. Can you still remember evaporation and condensation in our lesson on
Yes.
water cycle?
Water cycle. Yes.
Okay. Evaporation is when the water turn into gas and goes up in the atmosphere. Chimay, when the sun or when the temperature is very hot, the water will turn into gas and goes up in the atmosphere or in the sky. Chimay? And condensation is what? Example of condensation is forming a cloud, right?
Yes.
Condensation, forming a cloud. The water or the particles accumulate together and then form a cloud. There are types of condensation. We already tackled that one last time. Example of condensation, fog,
Fog.
dew,
Dew.
else,
Frost.
frost. Right?
Yes.
Oh, very good. You can still remember. Fog, dew, frost, and cloud. That's an example of condensation. When the gas particle accumulate together and then form a cloud. And if the heat or when it uh, heat again, it will turn to water. When the gas turns to liquid. Okay, I think you're finished already.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, look at this one. The terms in the arrows are changes of state. Water commonly goes through the changes of state shown here. Okay, look at this one. What do you call for this picture? This cube shape. What is this? What do you call for this? This is an ice. See, May? Ice แปลว่า what is ice
น้ำแข็ง
แข็ง
น้ำแข็ง
น้ำแข็ง okay น้ำแข็ง so ice is solid liquid or gas
solid
it's a
solid
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 right yes it's a solid solid if the solid turns into liquid that process is called melting.
melting
Right. When heat or the temperature is high, the solid ice turns into liquid. And that process is called melting. Okay, Mai? Melting. How about if the water turns into liquid, turn to solid? What do you call
freezing
for that
freezer
freezing
freezing. Okay, when the liquid turns into solid, it's called freezing.
freezing
Very good. Okay, let's have here. Now, what if the liquid turned into gas? Liquid to gas.
evaporation
Do you call?
evaporation
evaporation
Call that process as evaporation. How about if gas turn into liquid?
condensation
condensation condensation
That's example. Example of that is rain. Shemai, if this is the cloud, and then the cloud turns up, the, turns into rain and fell down on the ground, we called it precipitation. But this process here is called condensation from gas to
liquid
liquid. Okay, from gas to liquid. How about from solid to gas? Solid
sub
to gas.
sublimation
We called it sublimation. Everybody say sublimation.
sublimation
sublimation
Okay. Next, how about from gas to solid? What
the submil the sublimation
we just add D. Shemay, we just add
yes
D. The sublimation from gas to solid.
gas to solid
Okay. What is a change in state? Okay, who can read? Who can read for the first bullet? Cartoon, can you read a change?
มีค่ะ
a change of state is changing a substance from one physical form to another.
Okay, a change of state is changing a substance from one physical form to another. Example, from solid to liquid. Okay, Mai? From solid to liquid. Change solid to liquid. Or from liquid to solid. Or from liquid to gas. Okay, that's a change of state. Next bullet, who can read?
มีที่ชื่อ
Okay, not boy.
physical change means the substance only changes its appearance is still the same substance
Okay, very good. Physical change means the substance only change its appearance. It's still the same substance. Okay, example, if you put or if you make the water ice, it's still water. Shemay? If you make or if you melt the ice and it turns into liquid, it's still a water. It will not become a juice. It's still a water. If you freeze it, it's still a water. If you melt it, it's still a water. It will not become juice or anything. Okay? How do substances change state? Okay, who can read for the first bullet?
First, teacher.
Okay, first.
A substance can change from one state to
Another.
others by adding or remove energy.
Okay. A substance can change from one state to another by adding or removing energy. Okay, example. If the ice you put on the pot and then you put on the heat or you uh, put outside, you put the ice outside and then the sun melt the ice. So it turns to liquid. So it changed to another state from solid to liquid by adding energy. What kind of energy? Heat
Heat
energy.
energy
ใช่ you add heat energy. Heat แปลว่า what is heat?
ความร้อนหรือเปล่า
ความร้อน
ความร้อน
Okay, heat energy from the sun or from the fire. Okay, next bullet. One type who can read.
มียืม
มี
บ่อยก็ได้
That oh yeah. Who wants to read second bullet?
มี
Finish already, not boy. I want another student. I want other
finish two
student. Cartoon is finished too.
first two
Who wants to read? I will give 2 points na. Not boy, finish already. First and cartoon, they got 2 points already. Who wants to volunteer? Okay, Teacher Mary will volunteer. Teacher Mary.
Mary will get 2 points
Okay, one type of energy is heat. So we are adding heat or removing heat to change state. Okay, if you add example solid, if you add heat on the solid or on ice, it will melt, turns into liquid. But if you remove the heat from the liquid, it will turn back into ice. Okay. And heat energy. Okay, example. Oy, it's blurred. Can't see clearly. Okay, ice plus heat equals
water
water. Okay. Water plus heat equals,
steam
read that
steam
one.
stream
S T E
E A M
M. Stem.
stem
Stem. Okay. The water will evaporate.
evaporate
Okay. Water plus heat. The water evaporates. What happens when you add energy or heat? Okay,
the more and
who can read? No one? No one wants to read? How about Tinoy? How about Prewa?
I
Okay,
want to read but I finish
cartoon, please read.
the more energy higher temperature will make the particle move faster.
Okay, so the more energy or higher temperature will make the particles move faster. Okay, so as you can see here, look at the solid particles. You can see the solid particles. That circle is what we call the particles. Okay, they are compacted together. They close together. But if the energy is higher, the particle will move faster. They move. And then more heat, the particle move faster, faster. Next, the more energy or heat will make the particles out, spread out more. Okay, if you put more energy, heat energy to the particles, it will move or spread out faster. Okay, let's start with melting. Change of state. Melting. Meltingแปลว่า
ละลาย
ละลาย melting. Okay, the change of solid to
a liquid.
liquid. Yes, solid to liquid. That's the important keyword for melting. Solid to liquid. Energy, heat must be added to the substance to
Then
make
to make it melt.
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 So here, state of matter, solid, liquid, gas. If you add heat, so the solid turns into liquid and liquid turns into gas. If you add more heat energy, melting. Okay. Okay, everybody, let us read all together. As the
As the
As the
substance
substance is
is melting, the
the
particles
particle are
are moving
moving faster
faster because
because
energy
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 or
or
and
heat
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 was
was added
added. The particles
are
are also
so
spreading out
spreading out
spreading
more
out more
because
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 they
they
are
are
going from a
going
solid
from a solid
packed together
packed together
together
into
into a
into
liquid
a liquid.
loosely packed.
Loosely
loosely packed.
Okay,
loosely packed.
when you say packed together, this picture, packed together, accumulate together, na? Packed together, no space. But when you say loosely packed, this is what loosely packed. Particles spreading out, they move. Particles move. Okay, so this is the solid particles and this is the liquid particles. Okay, let's move on to evaporation.
Hmm.
Evaporation, the
The
change
change of a
Chain of
liquid
a
to
liquid to
gas.
gas.
to gas. Okay, don't forget the keyword of evaporation, liquid to gas.
Gas.
Okay, so when you say freezing, or no say freezing, melting, solid to,
Solid to liquid.
and then when you say evaporation,
Liquid to gas.
very good. So that's the keyword. That's the important word you should remember. Energy or heat must be added to make it
Make it
evaporate.
evaporate.
Okay, so here, solid to liquid. That's melting. Liquid to gas, that is what we call evaporation. Evaporation. The particles
The particles are moving even faster as
they
as
go
they go from a liquid to a
to
gas.
gas. Okay. The particles are spreading out farther and farther. Okay. So as you can see, this circle is what we call, Alina, particles. This circle. You can see the circle, right?
Yes,
Okay, these
Yes.
circles are what we call particles.
particle.
Okay, so if we add more heat energy, the particles will spread and move faster. Okay, they will spread out farther and farther. Okay, so this is the particle of liquid and this is the particle of gas. Reverse. Okay, let's reverse. Okay, now what happened if you remove energy or heat energy? Okay, reverse. What is reverse in Thai? Let's find out what is reverse in Thai.
ย้อนกลับ
Do you know what is
No,
reverse in Thai?
yes
What is that, nut boy?
ย้อนกลับ
Okay, let's
reverse.
check if you're
Check.
correct. Reverse in Thai.
John Club.
Very good.
ย้อนกลับ
Very good.
Wow.
เก่งมาก Okay, so let us reverse the process. Okay, what happened if you remove energy or heat energy? Okay, let us read everyone.
If you remove energy on heat, lower temperature, the particles
Particles
move
move
slower.
lower. Okay, so when you remove heat energy or lower the temperature, the particle move slower, not faster. It will move slower. Okay. Removing energy makes the
Makes
particles
the
get
particle get closer together.
closer. Okay, they will not spread. They will closer together. Okay, changing of state. Now we have here freezing. Everybody say freezing.
freeze
Freezing.
freezing
Freezing.
Freezing.
The change of
The
a
change
a
of
liquid
a
liquid to
liquid
a
to a
a
solid.
solid
liquid
to a
to
solid.
a solid.
Okay. So remember, freezing, the key word for that is from liquid.
Liquid to solid. Solid.
Very good. From liquid to solid. Energy or heat must be removed to make
To
substance.
make the substance freeze.
Yes.
Freeze.
Okay. Example if of this is when you put water on your fridge or on your freezer. Okay.
Yes.
Example, you put water on plastic bag. You put water on the plastic bag, you tie it, and then you put on your refrigerator. Chimay, you put on your
Ice.
freezer.
Just leave it ice.
Very good. It turns into ice. It freezes.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, look at this one. As energy or heat
Or
is
heat is
removed
removed.
and the
And
substance is freezing, the particles starting to move slower.
lower.
Okay, as energy or heat is removed to freeze, the particles are getting closer. So look at the particles. These circles are what we call the particles.
Particle.
From liquid to
To solid.
solid. So from liquid to solid. Now, let's go to condensation.
Condensation.
Change of state.
Gas.
Condensation. Okay, condensation. The
The
change,
change of a gas to a liquid.
very good. The change of gas to liquid.
Liquid.
Okay, don't forget the keyword of condensation is from gas to
Liquid.
liquid. Energy or heat must be removed to change a gas to a liquid. Example, all the steam from a hot shower creates condensation, water droplets on the mirror. Okay, look at this one. Look at the particles. These circles are what we call particles. From gas to liquid. From gas to liquid. Okay, here. Wrap up time. Wrap up time. Solid to liquid. What we call melting.
Melting.
Liquid to gas. We call it boiling and
Boiling.
evaporation.
Evaporation.
Okay. When you add heat, when you add heat to the particle, solid, liquid, gas. How about if you remove heat, remove heat, gas to liquid, what we call
Condensation.
condensation, or here we call it condensing. Condensation. From liquid to gas, we called it freezing.
Teacher, liquid to solid.
Ay, sorry. Liquid to solid. Very good, Carton, you notice. Liquid to solid, we called it
Freezing.
freezing. Okay, very good. Now let us continue this one next time. Don't worry, we're going to discuss, continue about sublimation. Okay, let's just stop here. Okay, I will ask some question. Are you ready? Teacher will
Yes.
ask some questions.
Yes, teacher.
A little bit.
Okay. What do you call for the process from solid to liquid?
Melting.
Melting.
What do you call?
Melting.
Melting.
Melting. Very good. How about from gas to liquid? From gas
Condensation.
to liquid.
Condensation.
It's called condensation. Tingnan. Very good. How about from liquid to solid?
Freezing.
Only carton? How about the other students? We called it freezing. From liquid to solid. How about from... Oh, there's a lot of advertisement in my notes. How about... Oh my God. How about from liquid to gas? What do you call for that?
Evaporation.
Evaporation. That is evaporation. What happened to my computer? Okay. Let's watch a video. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Can you hear?
Have you ever wondered why ice turns into puddles of water on a sweltering day? Keep watching and you'll find out. On Earth, materials exist in one of three main states of matter: solid, liquid, or gas. Materials can change between these states. When a state change occurs, a substance's property will also change. Maybe not too surprising. However, if the state change is reversed, the substance will recover the properties it had to begin with. Neat. Matter can transition between the three states when heated or cooled. But why is heat key in all of this? When a material is heated, it absorbs heat energy. This additional energy can cause attractive forces between molecules to break. This leads to rearrangements of the particles because the attractive forces no longer hold them together as tightly. The same happens when a liquid is heated. The attractive forces between the molecules break, leading them to become more widely dispersed and the gas to form. These four words describe changes in state. Do you know which word refers to which change? Pause the video, fill in the gaps, and click play when you're ready. Did you get them right? Do you know the difference between evaporation and boiling? Both are when a substance transforms from a liquid to a gas. Think of a boiling pan of water. All of the water bubbles. This is because all of the particles have enough energy to become gaseous. But water standing in a pan that is not being heated by anything other than the environment can also turn into a gas. This is evaporation. Only the particles at the surface have enough energy to change from a liquid to a gas. Hence, evaporation is a slower process than boiling, even though it achieves the same state change. Both are types of vaporization. The opposite of these vaporization processes is condensation, the transition from a gas to a liquid. Think of a cold can of soda on a hot day. Those water droplets on the outsides, or the dew on the grass in the morning, or the steamed up mirror after a hot bath, even the clouds in the sky, or a foggy windscreen in a car. These are all examples of condensation. Water vapor in the air has cooled down to form liquid droplets of water. Now let's think about the transitions between solids and liquids, so melting and freezing. Think of the Arctic sea ice. In the summer, when air temperatures are warmer, more heat energy is absorbed by the ice. This causes bonds to break between the ice's water molecules, and the ice starts to melt. The solid ice becomes liquid water. But in the winter, the air temperatures are colder, and so seawater freezes, and the ice starts to form again. There is less heat energy within the ice, and so more bonds can form, holding it together as solid ice. So far, so good. But did you know that sometimes when solids are heated, they can turn straight into gases? This is called sublimation. This is only demonstrated by particular materials such as solid carbon dioxide, also known as dry ice. When subjected to a certain pressure, it will turn straight into gaseous carbon dioxide. Liquid carbon dioxide does exist, but it only occurs under very high pressures. Similarly, gases can turn straight into solids when cooled. This is called deposition. Let's check out how much you remember about the changes of state. Pause the video and fill in the blanks. Did you remember them all? Our final thing to discover is that when a material changes states, the mass stays the same. The density changes, so the mass per unit volume, but the mass does not change. Our glass of nice cold Coke weighs the same whether the ice is solid or when the ice has melted. So there we have the changes of state. Just remember that the mass stays the same, whatever the state.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Comment below at the video, give it a thumbs up.
Just remember that the mass stays the same, whatever the state.
Okay, and that's it for our video. Questions? Do you have any questions?
No.
Lesson?
I didn't have.
We don't have any question. Okay, let's ask teacher. Teacher 2, do you have any announcement? To my computer.
Teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, I would like to show my PowerPoint to the student
Okay.
to summarize the lesson for today.
Okay, teacher.
เดี๋ยวอย่าเพิ่งพูดเดี๋ยวก่อน สวัสดีค่ะเด็ก
สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
ๆในวันนี้นะคะที่เชื่อก็ได้สอนใช่ไหมคะเกี่ยวกับในเรื่องของการเปลี่ยนแปลงสถานะของสสารนะคะของสารนะคะซึ่งสสารเนี่ยประกอบไปด้วย3สถานะด้วยกันก็คือมีของแข็งนะคะมีของเหลวแล้วก็มีก๊าซนะสิ่งที่สำคัญที่สุดในการเรียนในวันนี้ก็คือว่าคำศัพท์นะคะที่เชื่อให้จดไปนะคะทั้ง5คำหรือ6คำเนี่ยตั้งแต่เริ่มต้นนะคะตั้งแต่เริ่มต้นบทเรียนเลยถ้าเด็กๆไม่จดคำศัพท์ตรงนั้นไปนะคะการเรียนในเรื่องนี้ในระยะยาวนะคะก็จะส่งผลต่อตัวนักเรียนมากนะคะดังนั้นเด็กๆไปท่องจำคำศัพท์ด้วยนะคะมาดูกันเลยค่ะอย่างที่คุณครูบอกไปนะคะว่าสสารนั้นประกอบไปด้วย3สถานะนะคะคือของแข็งของเหลวและก๊าซเนาะแล้วก็จะมาดูตรงนี้นะคะไอตัวนี้นะคะถ้าแบบว่ามีเนี่ยเห็นไหมคะสัญลักษณ์มันคือมันหนาแน่นใช่ไหมคะหนาแน่นแล้วก็คือของแข็งนะคะส่วนตรงนี้เนี่ยสสารมันเป็นไงคะ
ไม่ค่อยเกาะตัวกัน
มันเกาะตัวกันน้อยใช่ไหมคะคือของเหลวนี่ที่ถ้าห่างๆแบบนี้ก็คือแก๊สนะคะ
ไม่เกาะกันเลย
เพราะฉะนั้นนักเรียนต้องดูด้วยนะคะว่าลักษณะของสัญลักษณ์แต่ละอันคืออะไรเพราะเวลาเขาออกสอบนะคะเขาจะออกสอบแบบนี้จะออกเป็นสัญลักษณ์มาให้ถ้าเนี่ยตรงนี้มันหนาแน่นหน่อยก็คือของแข็งนะคะล้มๆหน่อยก็คือของเหลวส่วนห่างๆนี่ก็คือแก๊สนะคะอันนี้คือลักษณะของสัญลักษณ์เนาะของแข็งค่ะเมื่อมันเกิดการหลอมเหลวก็จะกลายเป็นของเหลวเห็นไหมคะส่วนของเหลวนั้นเมื่อเป็นไงคะกลายเป็นไอนะคะ
โดนความร้อนเยอะมาก
โดนความร้อนกลายเป็นไอก็เกิดเป็นแก๊สใช่ไหมคะพอแก๊สนะคะแก๊สควบแน่นก็กลายเป็นของเหลวนะคะพอมันแข็งตัวก็กลายเป็นของแข็งนะนี้มาดูสัญลักษณ์นะคะสีแดงคือมันดูดความร้อนนะคะส่วนสีฟ้าคือมันคายความร้อนเห็นไหมเอาใหม่นะมาดูที่ก็คือของแข็งใช่ไหมถูกความร้อนมันจะหลอมเหลวกลายเป็นของเหลวเห็นไหมคะส่วนของเหลวดูดความร้อนก็จะกลายเป็นไอนะคะอันนี้คือเส้นสีแดงนะคะส่วนของแข็งค่ะถูกความร้อนนะคะเกิดการระเหิดมันจะกลายเป็นแก๊สนะคะอันนี้คือลักษณะอันนี้คือเป็นวงจรนะต่อไปค่ะสีฟ้านะคะก็คือเกิดการคายความร้อนเนาะแก๊สเมื่อมันคายความร้อนมันจะกลายควบแน่นนะคะก็คือกลายเป็นของเหลวเนาะส่วนของเหลวนะคะคายความร้อนก็เกิดการแข็งตัวก็จะกลายเป็นของแข็งนั่นเองอันนี้ก็คือลักษณะค่ะง่ายๆนะคะ ที่เดี๋ยวจะส่งไปให้นะคะเด็กๆก็ไปศึกษาเพิ่มเติมนะคะซึ่งในวันนี้เนี่ยในหนังสือนะคะในหนังสือเดี๋ยวนะสักครู่หนึ่งที่เด็กๆจะต้องไปดูนะคะทบทวนนะคะก็คือหนังสือวิทยาศาสตร์นะคะชั้นประถมศึกษาปีที่5เล่มที่2เนาะหน้า5ถึงหน้า11นะคะจะมีความรู้เกี่ยวกับการเปลี่ยนสถานะของสสารอยู่นะคะในเรื่องของการหลอมเหลวและการกลายเป็นไอเพราะฉะนั้นวันนี้ให้การบ้านนะคะก็คือกลับไปทบทวนเนื้อหานะบทเรียนในหนังสือวิทยาศาสตร์นะคะหน้า5ถึงหน้า11เนาะส่วนใบงานอย่างอื่นนั้นไม่มีนะคะเราไม่มีใบงานอยู่แล้วค่ะใครมีคำถามถามไหมคะโอเคถ้าไม่มีครูตู้ขอจบการนำเสนอเพียงเท่านี้นะคะโอเค thank you teacher Mary
Thank you, teacher. Thank you for the further information. Okay. No more questions, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's take a photo.
To stop record.
I'm sorry, I forgot.